Take the Lead, How to Motivate Yourself and Everyone Around You is a book that kind of has a different spin on leadership. And what I'm saying is gone is command and control leadership in this new world, and in is a leadership where people feel valued. And leadership creates a feeling, and we forget sometimes that we're human beings, and what motivates us is our feelings. And when we feel valued, feel appreciated, feel included, feel heard, we are our most productive selves. You know, I came off of being the chief operating officer for President Obama's first presidential campaign, and I was so taken with how this candidate who had less than 10% name recognition, who nobody thought could win, had this groundswell of support of people who turned their lives upside down to be part of something bigger than themselves, and that they weren't getting, promised a job, they weren't promised a trip to Hawaii or, anything, but just to be part of something than themselves. So I realized there was this incredible feeling that so many people of all ages who were participating in this groundswell of support for Obama that carried this person who no one thought could be president, to be the first black president in our country. So then I started to say, well, wow, can this feeling be replicated? And when else did I see it in my life? When did I see it with other leaders? And that was the journey of my book. Well, I'm noodling on a book around kind of men in partnership with women, which is what I talked about today in my keynote, that the women's, the progress of women in corporate America has slowed. I mean, we haven't made the progress in the last 20 years. We still have, only 15% of women in C-suite jobs, and why is that? Yet we have conferences like this. We have, lots of what appears to be support from men at the top, but that's the problem, right? It's support, and yes, I support you having a women's conference, or yes, I'll show up and give some, remarks, but I'm not deeply engaged. And what would that look like if men and women in partnership to advance women? I think my journey of my life and what makes me freak out with joy is working on these issues of leadership, of women, advancing women, but also men. That if we, what I'm fascinated with is that the statistics shows that 50 to 70% of American workers are unhappy in the workplace. But we spend $2 billion a year in leadership development programs. So are we teaching the right things? So that's what my book was really about, was wait, maybe we're not teaching the right things, because the number one reason why people leave a job is their immediate supervisor. And so what if we were to teach people to be conscious of the way they show up in their lives, the way they treat others, both at home and at work, so that the people around them feel valued and included and encouraged and supported? What would that world look like? So that's what I have, that's my joy, which is, spreading that message through my book, through my speaking, working with companies like Guardian Life, who are also committed to these kinds of issues, coming to conferences like this at RVCC, and being part of this conversation.